Hi, welcome to another episode of the It's 9 podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Rucha Bafna, and today we're going to dive deeper into the fascinating world of craniosacral therapy. It is a gentle but a powerful technique which connects your body's natural rhythm with craniosacral system. Today we have with us a renowned expert, Kushnam Karanjia, who has healed countless individuals using this unique therapy. So we are going to talk more in detail about this unique therapy and the science and the stories behind it. So if you're looking for an alternative therapy or just curious to know what exactly craniosacral therapy is, this episode is just the right thing for you. So let's get started. Welcome Kushnam for this new episode of Saves 9 Edu. Can you first tell me about yourself and what inspired you to take this unique therapy?
Sure. So first of all, thank you for having me here. I have a 22 years experience in corporate services, okay? And I always wanted to do something of my own, something in the, something about healing. After I left my job in 2021, and after that I got into tarot reading, and then a year after that I had a coccyx injury. I was looking for an orthopedic, and someone told me that we have a lady called Dr. Ankita Malik. She's a physiotherapist and a craniosacral therapist. Mm-hmm. So at first I'd never heard about that therapy, so I was like, like everyone does, ask what is craniosacral. And my friend, very close friend of mine, she had actually healed him of all his slip discs.
Okay.
Just in a few sessions. So I'm like, this is intriguing, I should try for it. So I went for my therapy, and within 3 sessions I saw a considerable difference. Mm-hmm. And to my amazement, she said, Kushna, I was very interested in this, and I kept asking her a lot of questions during my therapy. So she was like, why don't you also do this healing, why don't you learn craniosacral? And I'm like, I don't have a medical degree, how can I do it? So she said, no, craniosacral you don't need a medical degree.
Okay.
With proper coaching, training, theory and practicals, you can become a therapist as well. And I'm like, okay, and I went for it, and now I've been healing so many people.
Wow, that's a very exciting story. The backstory is very nice. So for the individuals who has no idea about what exactly is this, so can you explain what is craniosacral therapy?
Sure. So it is an alternative therapy. Mm-hmm. Okay. I must say here that you cannot replace, when you have these critical medical conditions, craniosacral will not replace those.
Right.
But it's an alternative therapy, just like Reiki and others. There's so many, Meru and so many that you have now. Mm-hmm. So this is one of them. So craniosacral therapy basically is a very gentle therapy. So I'll tell you why people should go for craniosacral. Number one, it's a very light touch, gentle therapy. So my hand on the patient's body is 5 grams.
Okay.
That is equal to paperweight.
Oh, that's very light.
Yeah, very light. Most of my patients tell me, have you even kept your hand on my body? It's that light.
Okay.
So one is it's light, so there's no massage, there's no puncture, there's no pressure, right? Then it is all about sensing in your body and finding out where the restrictions are. Okay, so we work on the central nervous system, which is the brain's spinal cord. We work on the sacrum, and we work on the fluid, which is the cerebrospinal fluid, which surrounds the brain and the spinal cord. Okay. And there is a rhythm and there's a pulse in the fluid. Mm-hmm. So we look out for restrictions or tightness, and we remove the tightness. So the CSF fluid is very interesting. Let me tell you about the CSF fluid. Mm-hmm. Is that it stores your physical, mental, emotional impressions. So when you have a pain, it's because you've stored all that in the fluid.
Okay.
So once we release the restrictions, the fluid flows, and when the fluid flows, you go towards a healthy mind and a healthy body, and that's when you're pain free. So that is all about what CST is about.
Okay. So how was CST evolved? Like, is it a new thing or it's a old practice?
Okay.
Who has evolved it? Like, I'm just curious to know.
I'm glad you asked me this question, because people who don't know about CST, especially in India, it's gaining popularity, but this was established in the US first. In the 1970s, there was an osteopathy physician by the name of John Pledger. So
Okay.
he's developed CST.
Okay.
He was a professor in the Michigan University teaching biomechanics. Okay, so he's developed this beautiful therapy. It's an alternative therapy, and slowly and steadily it moved to Canada. And I'll tell you where it's popular. So US, Canada, Australia.
Okay.
It's pretty developed. Germany. So all these areas are pretty developed. But now countries like India, Sweden, they are gaining popularity. So people are getting to know. So hopefully in the future, via education, I'm so glad you had this podcast. So people who are looking at it will have more clarity about CST now.
Right.
So that is the history. So it's developed in the 1970s.
Oh, so it's an old practice. I thought it's a new thing which has come in the healthcare field.
Yeah. So it's stemming out of the osteopathy type of medicine.
Okay, great. So next question would be like, why do you recommend this therapy? Like, why CST?
Okay. So gentle,
Yeah, first you said gentle. Yeah.
light, okay. No drugs given,
Okay.
okay. No side effects,
Okay.
okay. And the patient just has to relax. I as a therapist guide the patient on every step. Okay, so so if you're a dentist
Yeah.
and I've come to you,
Right.
so you used to tell me, okay, now I'm going to do this, now there will be pain. So I am guiding my patient so that they are aware of what's happening.
Right.
The patient has to just come to my clinic. I have a clinic in Juhu, has to relax, and then I do the job.
Okay.
Okay, so basically no medicines, no side effects, light touch. The patient doesn't have to do anything, and you are free of your mental and emotional, problems, and you're pain free very easily. I mean, faster than any medicine can. So
Okay.
I think that is why I would promote CST.
So who should come to you and who should not come to you? Like, what kind of disorders or issues are solved with this therapy, and for whom you do not recommend this?
Right. So let's talk about who should come to me. Okay. So CST is excellent when it comes to spine issues, like slip disc. It may be minor issues or major issues, but we say spine surgery can be avoided if you do CST.
Oh, that's great.
That's great. And you won't believe 90% of the patients who come to me are related to the spine.
Oh,
Yes. So it's a very common problem. So spine is one, any kind of pain management. So you could have a neck pain or a headache or a migraine, you could have a trauma, you could have a joint pain. So anything which is musculoskeletal kind of pain can be done with CST. Any hormonal disorders like PCOD, PCOS, any gynec related, those kind of, if you're not getting sleep, so sleep disorders,
okay.
or if you're suffering from dizziness or vertigo,
Okay.
or if you have learning issues like dyslexia,
It's
Yeah.
good in that also.
yeah, tinnitus, you have this fan-like thing ringing in your ear. So I hope I've covered everything. Yeah, but yes, mostly these.
So I'm sure for stress and anxiety, this must be very
Yes, stress, anxiety. So anything which is emotional imbalance, I wouldn't say physical imbalance and emotional imbalance.
Okay, great.
And yeah, who should not
who
come?
should not come? Yeah.
So who should not come? We would recommend that pregnant ladies in their first trimester, just the first 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah. Heart patients, so patients who've had a stroke, so say from the time of the stroke to a year's time, cerebral stroke or cardiac stroke kind of patients can't come. Cancer patients, epileptic, psychiatric, like you have bipolar or schizophrenia cases, anyone who has appendix pain or hernia kind of issues, tumor, so those kind of people we don't recommend.
Okay.
Even if you've had an eye surgery, you would say
Okay.
CST is not for you.
So when a patient comes to you, how does a typical session of craniosacral therapy look like?
So if I picture someone calling me and saying, listen, I have this problem, I'll tell you the steps, how I go about it. So we are not doctors. I keep telling my patients that we are second in line. Okay, so this is an alternative therapy. So we tell them, So if you have, say, a spine-related issue, I want to know exactly in which vertebrae you have an issue. So I asked the patient, have you gone to an orthopedic? I need them to go to an orthopedic, get the reports, get exactly where the pain is, so that I don't waste my time figuring out,
Okay.
where the pain is. Although I come to know, but it will take more time and
Right.
cost the client money. So if the doctor says it's in the L5 area, then I know I need to work more on the L5 area. So I call him to my clinic. My clinic is in Juhu. I give him an appointment. We have a session. A session is typically 60 minutes long, 45 to 60 minutes long. I cannot give more than that even if I want to.
Okay.
And then he just has to lie down and I do my work. And like I said, it's very light touch. So it's very peaceful and calming. There's no pain, there's no pressure, there's no puncture. So he's very relaxed and I'm doing my job. So after the first session, we give a gap of 3 to 4 days more and then we call the patient again. So generally, for all these cases that I've handled, I've taken, on an average 4 to 5 sessions to heal anything. But again, the body's healing capacity is different from person to person. So say if you and I have a same problem and we go to a therapist, your body healing capacity is different than mine, so maybe you take lesser time than I do because it depends on a lot of factors, age and many other factors. So the time is not the same.
Okay. So when you say that gentle touch, so it's just with your fingers or you use any instruments or anything? Just fingers?
My hands.
Okay.
Yes. So we cover the whole body. So there is a myth that CST only operates from the head. So that's not right,
Okay.
because I'm into biomechanics. Okay. Biomechanics is actually putting my hand on the craniosacral system and the central nervous system and looking out for restrictions. So I cover the brain, the spine, the sacrum, and the entire body as well, all the diaphragm. So there are techniques to release restrictions.
Okay, great. So talking about myths, like what are the other myths or misconceptions people have about this?
Yeah, so there are many that I can think of. One is that it's a new thing. It's not a new thing. Like I said, it's established in 1970. It's being practiced under cranial osteopathy. So it is a pretty old thing. CST is an alternative therapy. It cannot replace severe medical conditions. Second myth I can say is that like I said just now, that you operate only from the brain.
Yeah.
So I operate on the whole body. Okay. Third thing is that CST can cure everything. Okay, so like I said, yes, it does cure physical, emotional, and mental issues. But in critical cases, CST cannot be the go-to thing. You need to look at medical treatment. So another myth that I can remember is that a lot of people think it's a massage. So I remember when I first rolled out CST on social media, I used to get calls from people thinking it's a massage and they are coming for relaxation. While CST, yes, it's a relaxation therapy, but there's no massage in it. Like I said, it's just a light touch. So that is one more myth I can think of. And the last one that I can think of is, and again these are all in my experience, is that people think that it works immediately. Now if you have a problem for 15 years and you're coming to me for one session, and if you don't see any improvement in that 45 minutes, it doesn't mean that nothing happened or nothing worked.
Because nothing changes in one session, of course.
Yeah, but people think that. A lot of people have taken a session from me and they, some patients of mine see a considerable difference, okay? Some don't. Some body, like I said, the body's healing capacity is different. They take time. So you have to complete your sessions. So if you back out in the first session, doesn't mean the therapy isn't working. So that is again something I wanted to address.
So normally around 4 to 5 sessions?
On an average, yes, but again it depends on many factors. The severity of the problem, the number of problems. I had a patient who had 10 problems. Now how can I in 5 sessions address all 10 problems in a span of 45 minutes? So if you have more problems, you have more sessions. So that the therapist will tell you how long it will take.
Great. So are there any side effects or any risk related to craniosacral therapy?
Okay. So like I said, a certain kind of people with those type of problems should not come
Right.
to a CST. I forgot to add, even if you have severe bleeding disorders, some people have those kind of cases, they should not come to me. Other than that, I don't see any side effects that happen. But yes, I would like to mention that during the session, what the therapist does is release the restriction. So when you release the restriction or the tightness in the body, the patients, they experience a certain warmth. Some people experience a warmth because when the release happens, there's some sensation that I will definitely feel, but the patient also tells me that some people will say, oh, it's burning or it's slightly warmish, or some people will breathe a little more heavily, or some people will feel a tingling sensation, or some people will feel a pulsating effect. So different experiences. There are 60 to 70 kind of releases, so which the patients tell me about. Some people give jerks because they are just releases. And in very rare cases, I have patients telling me, suppose someone's come to me for a headache. The patient will tell me my headache is increased. But I tell them that after you go home, and we ask them to drink a lot of fluids because we've released it out in their bloodstream, but to get it out of your system, you need to, through urination or whatever, you need to have a lot of water. So when they do that, the next day they are again, they show an improvement.
Better.
But maybe at that time they feel it's
Immediately after the session, maybe.
Yeah. But that's absolutely normal, nothing to worry about.
Okay. So, I wanted to know one thing, how it is different from acupressure, puncture, or Reiki, or any other healing therapies which we know of.
I can talk about Reiki because I have done 3 levels of Reiki.
Okay.
So Reiki is more, looking at the life energy. Okay, the chakras or it's a spiritual thing.
Okay.
Right? Which is dealing with the life energy. Okay, you take the universal energy and you treat the patient. It's an alternative therapy, is like CST is. You can also do Reiki from a distance. So if someone is in the US, I can do a long distance Reiki without.
Okay, without.
Yeah, you don't need to
meeting
touch
in
the person to
Yeah.
do Reiki. You can do it from a distance. Whereas craniosacral therapy is working on the central nervous system, on the craniosacral systems like the membranes, the fluids, the ligaments, the tendons, the bones, and so it's all about that. So it's proper science, and it requires touch. You cannot do it from a distance. Okay. So that and acupuncture, I would think, I've never been to an acupuncture, but that is more about pressure puncture, whereas this craniosacral is a gentle touch.
So if somebody wants to look for a craniosacral therapist, what one should look at?
I'm glad you asked that because I get those questions too. So I would say number one, the therapist should be certified. When I say certified, you have to go through a proper formal training, theory and practicals, and then you get a certificate. The certificate should be from a reputed institute. So like I've been trained from Brain Academics, which is pretty reputed. Okay. And you should also read up about the person on the website, look at testimonials, look at reviews. So if you have a certain problem, ask the person, has the therapist treated such kind of a problem before? So experience also matters. So this is what I did.
And how long is the course for this? Like you said, there is a proper course for...
Okay, so we have various, so craniosacral 1, 2, 3, 4, there are many. There are 14 that I'm aware of. So it's a 3-day workshop, a full day, 3-day full day workshop, and then you have a lot of practicals, and then you're even put on a WhatsApp group wherein we have daily cases coming in, so that everybody learns from those different cases, because everybody is dealing with different like I said, it does not require a medical degree, so I'm not a doctor, but I'm still doing it.
You can,
So once we get more and more experiences, we learn more. So I think it's pretty doable if anybody has interest in learning this, they can. But like I said, proper training from a proper person. So I got trained by Dr. Ankita Malik, who is a gold medalist physiotherapist from Somaiya College, and she has been trained by Bente, who is in Germany, and she's accredited. So everything is like. So I know I've got the right training, and of course experience teaches you. The more practice you have, it teaches you more.
So where do you think what do you think the future is of craniosacral therapy in healthcare systems?
Okay, so as of now, I'll be pretty honest. There's a lot, there's not a lot of research or evidence that says that CST, but I, from my experience, see all my patients are cured, and all the therapists that I know, they are curing so many people. So headaches, migraines, anxiety, stress, everything is being cured. So I can see that happen. But in the future, I can say that I can see more collaborations happening. And why I can see that? Because a lot of people, like some hospitals, some wellness centers, there are many people coming to me saying, can you come on board as a therapist, because we know about CST now and we know it works. So I think a lot of collaborations, a lot of education. So like you having a podcast right now, if we have more of such forums where CST is discussed, a lot of people will know about CST. And of course more research will evolve in more technology, more evidence. So I see a great future for CST because it's still developing, it's not developed. So there is a great future for CST.
So if anybody wants to connect with you for any appointment or session, how should we do that?
So they can go on my website or my Instagram, or they can call me, or they can come to my clinic for a session.
Yeah, so great talking about craniosacral therapy. Like I, being a doctor, had like very little knowledge about this, but you cleared all the doubts in my head, and I'm sure our audience were able to connect with you. And we're looking forward for more awareness programs for craniosacral therapy. And thank you for joining us today. We had a great time talking with you today.
Thank you so much for inviting me here and giving me an opportunity to talk about CST.
Yeah.
I hope that my audience has learned and they are interested in learning about this more.